Bill Gates a net positive for humanity?
No.
Why not?
He's a monopolist.
Bill Gates, often praised as a kind tech genius, hides behind a mask of charity with a story so dark it could make your skin crawl. With every news headline praising his magnanimous donations, the reality of an ulterior, dark motive lurks in the shadows. This tech titan, once a curious and innocent child, has morphed into history's most crafty manipulator, orchestrating strings of deceit under the guise of philanthropy. Today, we delve into the dark alleys of Gates' journey from a tech-savvy teenager to the mastermind of manipulation that he has become. But before we get into it, make sure to hit that subscribe button to keep up with stories that the mainstream media might not be telling you. And you'll definitely want to stick around until the end of this video for the full picture. Bill Gates was born in Seattle, Washington on October 28, 1955, into a family rooted in business, politics, and community service. His father was a notable lawyer and his mother, once a school teacher, later joined various boards and organizations. From a young age, Bill's curious mind and knack for numbers were evident. His interests in computers blossomed at 13 when introduced to a Teletech terminal at school, marking the start of his fascination with programming, further fueled by a bug-finding venture with classmates.
Computers came along when I was 13, and they kind of intimidated the teachers, so I and a few others were viewed as the computer experts.
Excelling in mathematics and science, Gates was also known for his competitiveness in school. After graduating, he joined Harvard University in 1973, intending to study law, yet computers remained his true passion. He spent more time coding and creating algorithms than attending classes, even meeting Steve Ballmer, who would later become Microsoft's CEO.
Harvard was a phenomenal experience for me. Academic life was fascinating.
In 1975, Gates' college journey took a drastic turn when the MIT's Altair 8800 was launched. Seeing the potential for personal computing, he dropped out of Harvard. Alongside childhood friend Paul Allen, he moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico, to develop a programming language for Altair, marking the inception of Microsoft and his leap from a Harvard dropout to a budding tech entrepreneur, ready to significantly impact the tech realm.
From that moment, I worked day and night on the extra credit project that marked the end of my college education and the beginning of a remarkable journey with Microsoft.
Gates and Allen, driven by the vision of a computer in every home, founded Microsoft. The name emerging microcomputer and software reflected their ambition well. Initially, they developed a programming language for Altair, catching the eye of major players in the nascent computer industry. Their big break came with a contract from IBM to provide an operating system OS for their first personal computer. Instead of starting from scratch, they smartly bought an existing system called QDOS, refined it into MS-DOS, saving time and securing their industry position. The IBM collaboration propelled Microsoft into a growth trajectory. In 1985, they launched Windows and MS-DOS extension with a graphical user interface, which gradually became ubiquitous. Microsoft ventured into diverse tech domains, introducing products like Microsoft Office Suite, Internet Explorer, and the Xbox gaming console over the years. But success also brought scrutiny. A major concern was monopolistic practices, peaking in 1998 with an antitrust case United States v. Microsoft filed by the U.S. Department of Justice and 20 states. The issue revolved around bundling Internet Explorer with Windows, seen by competitors as an unfair tactic to monopolize both the OS and browser markets.
Today, we are taking another step to keep our marketplace competitive. The Justice Department has charged Microsoft with engaging in anti-competitive and exclusionary practices designed to maintain its monopoly in personal computer operating systems.
The grueling legal battle ended in 2001 with a settlement requiring Microsoft to share application programming interfaces with third-party companies. This wasn't a lone instance. Microsoft encountered other allegations of unfair competition and anti-consumer practices over the years. For example, in 2004, the European Union fined Microsoft for anti-competitive tactics concerning its Windows Media Player. These legal tussles tarnished Microsoft's image, overshadowing its achievements and painting it as a market bully. The fallout extended beyond financial penalties, pushing Microsoft and Gates towards reputation repair, eventually leading to a significant shift towards philanthropy. As Gates transitioned from his role at Microsoft to a full-time philanthropist, the world began to see a different side of the tech mogul. The formation of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation marked his foray into philanthropy, with a promise to tackle global issues like health and education. The foundation received substantial media coverage, with many lauding Gates' efforts to leverage his wealth for the greater good.
Well, I'm very lucky that Microsoft was successful, and now my wife and I have the opportunity to try and use that money to help those most in need.
The media was particularly enthralled with the large sums of money the foundation pledged towards various causes. Each announcement of a substantial donation made headlines, gradually shifting public perception and painting Gates as a magnanimous philanthropist. The narrative of Gates evolved from a ruthless tech magnate to a benevolent billionaire, dedicated to eradicating global maladies. However, as the dust settled and the applause subsided, several critics started delving into the nitty-gritty of these philanthropic endeavors. They noticed a pattern where the big announcements about donations often had a disparity when it came to the actual sums dispersed. For instance, a pledge to donate a large sum would make the headlines, but the actual donation made would be a fraction of the announced amount, and the difference often went unnoticed or unreported. Moreover, the grandiose announcements often came with a caveat. Much of the pledge amounts were directed towards the Gates Foundation itself, which raised eyebrows. Critics argue that by channeling funds into his own foundation, Gates was able to orchestrate a narrative of generosity while maintaining control over how the funds were utilized. The scrutiny didn't stop there. Some financial analysts pointed out that charitable foundations could serve as a tax haven for the wealthy. By donating to his own foundation, Gates could potentially reap significant tax benefits. Reports suggested that philanthropic entities could pay up to 74% less in taxes compared to other types of corporations. Furthermore, up to 95% of the assets held by such foundations could be invested in stocks or other income-generating assets, which could be used to grow the foundation's wealth instead of being utilized for charitable causes. The philanthropic ventures were not just about money, they were about influence too. By donating substantial amounts towards education or health initiatives, Gates could sway public policy or steer the narrative around critical issues. This influence extended beyond the borders of the United States, reaching far-flung regions where the foundation operated. For instance, through the foundation, Gates had a say in educational reforms or health campaigns, which critics argue should be the purview of the local communities and not billionaire philanthropists. However, the issue extends beyond mere financial advantages. The power vested in philanthropic entities, especially those backed by individuals with immense wealth, comes with a lack of transparency that is often overlooked. The allocation of funds within these entities is not always clear, and the decision-making processes are veiled in secrecy. This lack of transparency raises concerns about the real impact of these philanthropic endeavors and whether they are genuinely altruistic or serve ulterior motives. The influence that comes with such philanthropic power also extends into crucial sectors like education and health. By channeling funds into these sectors, individuals like Gates can significantly influence policies, standards, and practices. This influence isn't always in the public interest and can be used to further personal or business interests. For example, the initiatives to train farmers in developing countries, ostensibly to improve their yield and livelihoods, have come under scrutiny. Critics argue that such programs, while framed as charitable, also serve to create a supply chain for corporations, ensuring a steady supply of raw materials at favorable terms.
If we just say a small farmer in Kenya, that's enough to feed their family for the whole year and have excess maize to sell for about $880, which is more than 5 months of average income.
A case in point is a project in Kenya aimed at training farmers to improve their agricultural practices. While on the surface, this appears to be a noble endeavor aimed at alleviating poverty and improving food security, a closer examination reveals a different narrative. The training provided to the farmers also facilitated a more abundant supply of raw materials for multinational corporations, displaying a clear intertwining of philanthropic and business interests.
We need to educate farmers, we need to get them credit, we need to get them fertilizer.
As we've seen, the journey of Bill Gates is a complex one. From a curious child to a tech genius, his path took a dark turn with business wrongdoings that shadowed Microsoft's success. Though his shift to philanthropy appeared to be a road to redemption, it unveiled a scheme of image repair and financial gain, cleverly veiled under the guise of charity. The sinister motives lurking behind his philanthropic facade reveal a tale of deceit and power play. Now that we peel back the layers of this tech titan saga, it's a stark reminder of the manipulative prowess some billionaires wield, masked by charitable acts. As we conclude this exploration, it nudges us to question the narratives spun around the wealthy and to seek the truth hidden in the folds of their proclaimed altruism. If you found this deep dive enlightening, hit the like button, share this video to spread awareness, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more eye-opening content. Your support helps us unravel more truths in this facade-filled world.